Well, hello. Welcome back. I'm sure you didn't expect to see me in the set yet again so soon. Neither did I. But Battlefield dropped one of their update article thingamabobs about Battlefield 6, and I really wanted to talk about it because there's some changes here that I am worried about, and they've come out and talked a little bit more about it as of recently with quote tweets and things of that nature. But again, we still won't know the full extent of these changes until we get our hands on them. And even with the slightly more detailed description of the changes, I still don't think that we fully understand them. And again, like I just said, we won't understand them until we get our hands on them. And I'm hoping that they're not as bad as they're kind of sounding to be. I'm hoping that it sounds a lot worse than it really is. I hope that there is little to no change from the beta to the full game in terms of these two categories, that being weapons and movement. But let's get into the first thing, being weapons. Now, when it comes to weapons versus movement, I'm more concerned about the weapons than I am the movement, in all honesty. So when it comes to the weapons, they say, we're making targeted adjustments to deliver a more consistent and rewarding gunplay experience, like it already isn't. This includes a general pass on recoil and tap fire characteristics across all weapons, further emphasizing their unique feel. Now, I'm stopping right there because honestly the rest of it doesn't really matter, except for we've also made changes to encourage more controlled tap. The main thing to take away from this, honestly, is this part where it's we've also made changes to encourage more controlled tap fire and burst firing, rewarding precision and weapon mastery. Now here's the thing, right? There wasn't much to any bloom in the beta, and it was beautiful. It was great. I'm really hoping that they didn't just crank the bloom up. I have always hated bloom in games. I will always hate bloom in games. Why? Because it isn't skill. It isn't. There's no skill involved in it. It's a random numbers game. You can even tap fire, burst fire, and you'll still have bloom, and it will just go around. I mean, it happens on Battlefield 4. I'll be in burst mode on like the AN-94, and there's still a chance that all my bullets just go around the person from bloom. There's still a chance, even though I'm in burst mode. That shouldn't be a thing. That shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be a random number game, whether my bullets hit or not. It should be up to me to be able to aim. Because even in a game like Battlefield 6, the beta, where there was next to no recoil on any of the guns, there was next to no bloom on any of the guns, people still couldn't aim. People still could not hit their shots. So why are you punishing the people that can just because there's people that can't? Now, of course, maybe this isn't coming across the right way that it should be. Maybe they aren't increasing bloom outright. We can only hope. We can only cope, right? And I think what I just said about why are you punishing people that can just because there's people that can't also kind of applies to the movement changes that might be happening. Now, like I said, they've come out and talked a little bit more about the movement changes. And they were talking about something to do with it's more in specific situations, I guess, where people were like really bee hopping across the sky. And truth be told, that's such a small amount of players that use that it should just stay in the game. I'm going to be 100% honest. It should just stay in the game. 100% honest. It really should. It just should. But, movement mechanics have been adjusted to create a more balanced and traditional Battlefield experience. Okay, what do you mean by traditional Battlefield experience? Do you mean from the standpoint of somebody that just sits in a corner the entire match and gets like maybe 3 kills but 25 deaths? Or the standard is somebody that actually gets in the fight, gets some action, and does something? What's the traditional standard here? That's my real question. Momentum, especially horizontal speed, carried from slide into jump has been reduced. I don't like that. Jumping was already too penalizing in the beta, in my opinion. I didn't really talk about it, I don't think, in my beta and review video, but I think jumping was already kind of too penalizing. And, you know, they do some stuff in here with firing while sliding, or firing while jumping or sliding will result in increased inaccuracy. Don't like that at all. It was already so horrible. So basically what I'm kind of gathering from a lot of this that, you know, I'm reading, and obviously it's going to be on your screen so you can read it too. I'm just picking bits and pieces out that really stick out to me as being a problem. Is this isn't Counter-Strike. This isn't Counter-Strike. This is Battlefield. You should be allowed to move and shoot. Okay? You should be allowed to. I will never like Counter-Strike. I will never like Valorant. I'll never like any game that the skill gap is simply who sits still the fastest first. That's not a real skill gap. That's no. And shout out to all those players that play Valorant and CSGO and all that, though, and they just flick and, you know, make 95s angry. We love the AIM community. And yes, the AIM community is a real community, just like speedrunning community is a real community. Oobing, you know, is a real thing that people do. There's a whole community dedicated to oobing in games. You know, we love these communities. We really do. And I will always stand and try and fight for them, because quite frankly, these casuals, and that to call them casuals is really an insult to actual casuals. These toxic, entitled casuals are quite frankly the ones that are ruining gaming the most. You don't play like them, and you're immediately demonized. You're immediately crucified. They seek to destroy you by any means necessary. Destroy your reputation, whatever the case may be, call you horrible names, insult you, and God forbid you're a woman, God forbid you're trans, God forbid you're not a cis straight white male, because they will come at you with such vicious, vile venom just for being who you are. And I'm tired of it. Quite frankly, I am extremely tired of it. And I know that we're going a little bit off topic here, but it is still quite within the topic. And I'm just tired of it. I really am tired of it. Listen, I haven't always been a great person. I really haven't been. I've made my mistakes, but I try to make a better tomorrow with every day that I have. All right? I do. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these toxic, entitled casuals that think everything is theirs, everything belongs to them, everything has to be catered towards them. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. It's okay for not everything to be yours. It's okay for you to suck at something. It's okay for you to want to improve and train and get better at something. I use this example all the time of I'm not that great at fighting games. Could I sit down and take the time to learn fighting games, combos, and things of that nature? Of course I could. I'm not going to, but I'm not going to walk into, you know, these studios that produce these games, put my foot down and demand that they make it more for me and less for the players that spend the time and the care and the love and have the natural tingle of it all, you know, to be good at these games. I'm not going to do that because these games aren't for me, and that's okay. I respect the people that are great at them because that's their thing. Either they put the time and effort into being great at these games, or they just have that tingle that allows them to be great at that game, right? Some people are born with it, some people are born without it. And I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of these people that just think that everything has to be for them. And quite frankly, it's not. Not everything is for you. And that's the beautiful thing about life. Not everything is for you. Not everything should be for everybody. Some things, you know, some people will like, some people won't like it. And that's the beautiful thing about life. You get to do different things. You don't like this thing that a lot of people like. Well, that's okay because you like this thing and there's people that like that thing too. That's a beautiful thing, you know? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We love that. But we hate. And I don't really like using the word hate in this context, but really it is a thing that I hate where it's where it's this thing where you're just everything has to be for me. Everything's about me. Everything has to be catered for me. I call it the Warzone effect personally, because I think that it really skyrocketed with Warzone. It's always been around, but I think it's gotten worse with Warzone. And when, can I even say the thing that was going on in 2020? Is that still a no-no on YouTube? Anyways, the cough, we'll call it that for, the sake of not getting smited by YouTube, because I don't know. Anyways, the cough was going around. Everybody was inside, and everybody started playing Warzone and whatnot, and that's what got a lot of people into gaming. And I think that it's created this exponential explosion of toxic entitled casuals that just demand everything is made for them. Anybody that's better than them is cheating, no matter what. You're just cheating. You looking at the radar? You're cheating. You looked at the radar. You heard your footsteps? Cheating. You heard their footsteps. Like, no matter what you do, you're just cheating. Anybody better than them is cheating and can't be a real human being. Nobody can just naturally be better at them. Nobody can put the time and effort in to be better. And here's the thing, right? You can go, oh, look at you complaining about people, video games and stuff like that, first world problems. And it's like, but this transcends beyond gaming. This is something that transcends it. This goes into real life. This really does. These people, right? These people in real life refuse to improve themselves. They refuse to improve their mentality. They refuse to improve as a person as a whole. Like, this is things that happen in gaming. Listen, I don't think violent video games make you violent. I really don't. But there are certain aspects of gaming, not gaming itself, but the personality of a person gaming that, reflects them in real life, if that makes sense. Now, some people might think that I am a persona online or whatever, my superior titan self, but truth be told, I'm one-to-one with how I am in real life. I really am. The only maybe slight difference is I'm more quiet in real life because, quite frankly, I don't want to interact with the majority of people that I come across in my day-to-day life, right? I really don't. I just would rather go about my existence, and, that's what it is. But I am just as talkative with people that I do like, or with people that I feel more comfortable with, and things, blah, 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 blah. The point is, this persona that people might think that I have, it's me. This is me. I am Titan. This is me. This is actually how I am. There is no persona switch. And I'm just tired of it, man. I really am. This has really gone off the rails, hasn't it? Really it has, but it's all because it's a slippery slope. It really is a slippery slope of toxic entitled casuals getting what they want, and then they parade it around, and they parade it around as if it's a good thing, and all it's going to do is cause this negative feedback loop that's going to ultimately make the game die. It's going to make them hate the game too. And then it'll just be like, oh, well, why is nobody playing this game anymore? I don't know. Maybe because everybody's just in a corner. You ever play Modern Warfare 2019? You ever wonder why that game is actually one of the worst Call of Duties of every time? Very beautiful COD, and it has its perks. I like some of the stuff about Modern Warfare 2019, but overall, that was a horrible COD. Horrible. One of the worst. Modern Warfare 2, I never played it, thank God, but I know that was worse somehow. Modern Warfare 3, I heard, kind of turned it around, which for them, I guess. But anyways, like, it's this toxic, entitled casuals, dude. I'm just so tired of them. I'm so tired of them, because it's all they do is whine and complain. But here's the thing, right? And a lot of people will say, oh, but Titan, you whine and complain about a lot of stuff. And it's like, yes, but here's the difference, right? I'm not doing it out of spite or hate most of the time. I'm doing it out of a place of concern, out of care and interest and love in these things, right? I like these things, so I care about these things, so I'm emotional about these things, right? But oftentimes these toxic, entitled casuals, all that they do is, somebody's better than me. Remove their ability to be better than me. I don't know why I kind of went Kermit there for that impression, but you get the point. But it's just, I'm just so tired of it, man. I feel like a broken record most of the time, and I really am one right now in this video, and I do apologize for that. I apologize for this video going way off rails. You know, I really do apologize for that, but it's just so tired of it because there's nowhere in the gaming community really that you can turn and not see it. It's impossible to miss. Even if you're off Twitter, even if you're off YouTube, like, you know, why would you be off YouTube? You know what I mean? But like, if you're off Twitter, reasonable, right? Respect that, honestly. Don't be on Twitter. Bunch of bots and Nazis, right? Don't be on Twitter. It's a dumb place, but it's kind of fun to rage bait people on there. I gotta admit. All right. But you know, it's like you're gonna be on YouTube. You know, you're gonna be in the game, obviously, and it's like you can't escape it. You're slightly better than people. I'm a lot better than people. But anyways, like you do the bare minimum in a game, right? Like my autopilot is leagues above people's most competitive try-hard state, right? And me just vibing, watching a movie while playing a game, and then it'll be like, Titan, you're cheating. And it's not even just an isolated event to that one Battlefield 6 video, right? I get it all the time. I've gotten it in Warzone. I've gotten it in Siege. I've gotten it, obviously, in Battlefield 6. Like, it's not an isolated event that happened once to me, and I'm just, you know, parading it around. No, it's a consistent thing that happens with me. And I'm not even really doing much. I'm just sitting here, playing the game, maybe recording, maybe not recording, maybe just chilling. But it's like, chances are, I have a movie on my other monitor or a show or something that I'm watching while I'm just chilling. And I'm getting told that I'm cheating. You know, listen, just because your wife cheats on you doesn't mean that I'm cheating. All right. Do you get that? Like, come on, let's be for real right here. Okay. Some people are just better than you naturally. Some people put in the time and effort to be better than you. And that's good. That's great. That's a good thing. Competition is good. Competition is healthy. We love competition. And it's not even like these communities attacked the casuals. Right? These communities, all that they did, these AIM communities, whatever, movement demons, whatever you want to call them, right? As annoying as the movement demons are, because quite frankly, most of them are actually really bad at the games, but they just, you know, spam circles around you, but anybody that can actually aim kills them. Anyways, that point aside, right? These communities never really attacked these toxic casuals. The toxic casuals attacked first, right? It's kind of like an Avatar situation, you know. We all lived in harmony till the toxic casuals attacked, you know. So, I don't know. We've gone really off rails here, but quite frankly, I love doing this stuff. I love talking. I just rant, rave, and ramble all the time, dude. I love it. I go so off topic. It's great. If you let me talk long enough, especially in like one of these things, you'll really see how my brain just jumps around all over the place. But then if you really look, you'll see how it's all connected. Anyways, I'm really hopeful that these ability changes, weapon changes, movement changes. I'm really hopeful that these aren't too bad. I really hope that they're they sound worse than they are. I hope that the bloom changes that it kind of sounds like they're having aren't a thing, really, because gunfights shouldn't be dictated by RNG. I'm hoping that the movement still feels good, because despite the movement being really slow, it still felt decently good, especially with your knife out. It felt really good. But yeah, again, it's the slowest battlefield out of all of them. If you don't have your knife out. If you have your knife out, it's one of the faster ones. I still don't think it's top 5, though. I think it might just be top 5. But regardless, it's one of the slowest battlefields, if not the slowest battlefield. And it's, we don't need these kind of changes. We really don't. And again, hopefully I'm blowing it way out of proportion. Maybe it sounds way worse than it is. Maybe there is no noticeable change. Maybe there isn't. Hopefully there isn't. But you never know. There might be. There might be. All right, I'm gonna stop ranting, raving, and crying and whining and blah 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 now. If this for some reason ends up on Twitter because somebody's unhappy with me, sucks to be you, Buttercup. Deal with it. Just be better. It's really that simple. Let's see. What else can I say here that it will annoy people? Let's see. I think I've said enough so far. All right, do your stretches, drink some water, touch some trees, eat some grass, bathe in a dwarf star or something like that. You know, become an old gold Superman. Yeah, so Toodles. This kind of threw my whole recording or uploading schedule kind of out of whack. I have a Battlefield 2042 video in the works. I have another Siege X video in the works for the new season. I have both those in the work, and this kind of, you know, threw a wrench in it a little bit, so it's kind of pushed off a day now, and I do apologize for having 2 Yap sessions back to back. Yeah, so Battlefield 2042 video, Siege X video in the works. I don't know which you're gonna get first. You'll probably get the Siege X video first, and then I'll just keep collecting a bit more Battlefield 2042 footage, and then, you know, I'll make that into a video too. But yeah, so thank you for coming to my Titan talk. I appreciate it. Love y'all. Bye.